Taylor Rock, percent off collector, and we're here with another action figure unboxing and review. And today we're going to be looking at the G.I. Joe Classified series Scrap Iron and Anti Armor Drone. And I have to say, I originally was not going to get into any of the vehicles or accessories, and it basically started with, I guess, the Trouble Bubble, just because I got that on sale from Target, and you can see a review about that in my profiles. And then I ended up getting Duke and the Cycle because that was a $5 deal from an awesome garage sale. And then I picked this one up from Amazon for $22.99, which was a little bit more than half off its original price. So I needed some more Cobras for my G.I. Joe Classified series, so this also helps me with that, and it comes with a cool little accessory which I like, and it looks pretty sweet. So let's just look first of all at just this box. This box is actually pretty sweet. Normally I don't even open the box beforehand because I want everything to be live, but just because I've had an issue where with Amazon some people do switcheroos, I did open this just to make sure this is actually the figure that's inside, and it is. But I actually like this box art. I like how it's like, I guess it's not a vehicle because you can't get into it, but just having this little accessory is pretty sweet. So you can see here in the back, it shows you what it comes with and the figure and all that. So that's pretty cool. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So I mean, literally all I did was I saw the plastic was sealed, but still, I wasn't 100% trusting of that. So I just cut it and then looked inside just to see. So as you can see, it has its little cardboard prison, but it actually does have the figure on it. And that's one of the things that I noticed, that when you look at Amazon and it says, you know, something's been returned often, doesn't necessarily mean it was because it was bad. Because I know it's at first I even thought that. I thought if something said this item has been frequently returned, it means that it's a bad item. No, a lot of times it means people are doing switcheroos and other kind of shady stuff, which is actually kind of sad. But we'll get to this in a second. You also see it comes with this, and you know, you've seen this whether in Cobra colors or G.I. Joe colors, and it's the crate that has all the little accessories in it. So, and we already know that there's going to be a number of accessories just because of the nature of this anti-armor little vehicle here. So we'll go through that real quick. Let me do a good pan down so you can see that. And that's another good thing that I look for. You know, it's good that it's sealed, because you know some people are shady, man. They'll just open something and just take accessories. And you know, if you're even spend a little bit of collecting time, you've seen where people will take heads off of stuff, whether it's for TikTok or some other stupid stuff. I admit that kind of gets my goat. So I love these little effects here. I actually have like an effect that's kind of like this. It came with Scarlet, no, not Scarlet Witch, Black Widow. So I always like having like little fire effects like that. You have the little Cobra helmet. That's cool. I actually like how the little Cobra looks on it, and of course the visor and all that. So that's a cool little helmet. Then we got more effects here. That's always cool. Another one. It's kind of weird, like that. Like it almost looks like frosting more than anything else. So that's cool. Got some more. Got another piece here. Very sweet, very cool. I mean, I love the way they do that swirl there with the flames. That's very cool. All right, so now we get a little bit smaller. So we got the control device. So this is the device for the actual anti-armor machine, and that's not bad. I mean, yeah, obviously you look at it, it's not perfect. You can see little things, but I don't think that's bad at all. It's just pretty cool. Got a little paint thing on the back, but again, not bad. I like how they even, they put a little bit of design in the back here. The antennas, that's cool. And then, I mean, basically this guy, his main weapon is the actual machine there, so it makes sense, but that's still a pretty cool looking little gun. And that's the great thing about collecting classified series is I have a whole bunch of different weapons, so that's not a problem. Oh, so I had it the wrong way. I kind of like the fact that it's labeled, so hey, it's laser guided. So you got that. All right, so let's go back up here and we'll look at the device and the figure. And I remember as a kid just having fun putting things together. I actually kind of like, though, that I don't have to do the stickers anymore. I mean, as an adult, I'm lazier, which I know that's sad. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had to, it's not like I'd complain about it or anything. But as a kid, I thought it was great. Let me scroll down a little bit to show. I thought it was great to get something out the box. It's not like you had to put a ton of stickers on it, but you'd put some of the decals on it, and it'd kind of be like this, where maybe you had to put a small little piece together. Nothing that was like having to build it from scratch or anything like that. Interesting background on this too. Yeah, look at that. It's like, what's kind of interesting about this is that since it's him, that would just be an interesting background in itself. Oh, I forgot that it has a little strings here with the knots, so. Oh my God, that one's like really in the back, so I gotta go the other way. I just think it's funny because if you think about it, there are people, because I remember visiting, I forgot who it was, but their father was like super rich and had a huge painting like that. And it's like, you would just stand there in front of your own painting. Like, it wasn't that big, but like almost. I mean, like, it was probably like most of this on the inside. That's how huge his portrait was. And it was above this huge like fireplace. So it was like, holy cow. All right, so, but that's just interesting. I might hold on to that for a couple of pictures. Maybe check out % Off Collector on Instagram. See what I come up with. So I assume that this is just simple as far as mounting. I mean, it looks like it. I mean, I didn't even check any instructions, but I'm assuming it's just something like that. I mean, probably gotta put more pressure on it. But it looks like, okay, so I was seeing how this, like how much turn you get with this. And I know that it's like, you kind of start off with an air shot, so. And you know me, if you've seen my videos before, sometimes I'm scared at first to put too much pressure on something because I think I'm going to break it, even though that shouldn't happen, but it looks like it's like that, yeah. So once you have it on, you get that cool range of motion with it, nothing like crazy, but you're able to turn around. And then you got the missiles itself. Oops. Like, where did the other missile go? So you got the missiles that fit in. So that looks cool. I just wanted to see, just checking. Yeah, I was just checking the box just to make sure, because I was looking like, how far do they stick out? So, yeah, that's right. Because believe me, I could mess this up as well. So I like this. I mean, it's simple, but I mean, if you think about it, what this should be, I mean, it's not going to be anything super complicated. I mean, I just like that it has decent weight to it. Like, it's not die cast heavy per se, but the plastic you know how sometimes you have two levels of plastic. You have that plastic that feels really, really weak, and then you have that heftier, sturdier plastic. This is the heftier, sturdier plastic. Um, so I just like that it has even like the serial number and it's Cobra at the end. I love the way the treads move. Now, I mean, look, not move, because they actually don't. Like, if you see, there's no motion of these treads. I don't mind that. Like that, I mean, I think for the most part, I really like that in the back. Wow, that's pretty cool. Uh, I mean, to me, honestly, this would be something that you move minimally. It's not like it's supposed to be racing around doing. No, it's supposed to be like you move it in the position if you need be, and then you get the aim, and it's laser guided. So I mean, once you fire it, that's when it takes over and it does its thing. But that's pretty cool. And then I mean, of course, you could play around with the fire effects and all that, afterwards. Um, but even though it's just mainly black, I think it's really well done. I mean, I just like even like the little color choices here. The reds, I mean, just goes nice with his outfit and everything like that. So that is pretty cool. So let's switch over to the figure itself. And I mean, he looking mean. Look at that, man. Got that mean mug looking on. Hey, zoom in a little bit more. So I mean, look at that. That's like someone that was playing a little bit too much with his own fire. It looks like he was playing around with one of these too much. It's like it got him. But I mean, he's got that look. I mean, look, I ain't gonna get political, but if I mean, he looked like he was out there in January 6th, man. I'm just saying, bro. He looking mean with that scar. Now, of course, if you know G.I. Joe Classified, it's gonna have all that same articulation going from, down on the feet where you can move the feet around. You got the joint there where you can move, and then up and back. You could turn at the calf area, and then of course you got the joints, which I know since it's new, it's extra. Like you really have to put something into it first, but you got the joints, and it's like, and go farther than that. But since it's new, it's stiff at first. But you got those double joints around the at the knee, and then it doesn't look like it's a. Oh yeah, no, there's a cut. It's just covered by this here, but you have the cut around the thigh that you could also turn, and of course you got the motion here, and it looks like the accessory here does not cause any major problem as far as moving the leg. Like you can see there's a little bit of resistance there, but I mean you still get, it's more like going back, which you're not going to do much of anyway, but any type of side movement, I mean look at that, that's no problem, or kicking forward or anything. And then of course you got the waist. I don't know if there's an ab. I'm guessing no, because he has the vest on, so I guess you wouldn't need that. But I like the design. Normally I bring this out later, but I mean, if you know Cobra, you always got the blues and the reds. So you just looking at one of the Viper Squad, I mean, you have that darker blue that matches up nice. It's kind of interesting that there isn't really any other Cobra symbols besides like the one on the shoulder. But I mean, I guess you don't have to be decked out in it or anything like that. But I do, like even just like, I guess you can say maybe it's kind of weird. Let me look if zoom in extra close on the grenades. Got a little paint kind of off there, but nothing bad or anything. And then as far as the hands, you know that the hands are kind of malleable. You can open it up, you can turn at the wrists. You got the double joints at the elbows, which is always good. Then you got the cut at the bicep that you can work with. And then of course you got the full motion. Here you can see on the back, so it has the hole for any backpacks or anything like that. Of course you got the holster here. So you got his gun. Oops. He got his gun to go in his holster. So that's cool. I was like, I felt it could go a little more than that. There you go. You got the gun for the holster. And of course you got the hand here, that's more the trigger hand. And then with the head, you have always a good range of motion as far as turning the head, looking up, and looking down. So overall, I have to say that this is just great, especially the fact that I got this for basically half off of what it normally goes for. But let's put this on a turntable, and I'm gonna also throw the helmet on, and then we'll see what we see. All right, so we are back, and here he is on the turntable. And oh, look who showed up. Cobra Commander has come to check out what's going on here with the new vehicle here, and looks like he approves. So I have to say that, yeah, with the helmet, I mean, that's basically a scrap iron that I remember. I don't even know if I ever knew that he had the burn or anything like that. But with the helmet, it looks pretty sweet. And you get a little extra zoom in on that. But yeah, I'm really happy to have this, because I mean, this is one of those things, especially for people who do not have a lot of space. I think that it's really cool to have the ability to have a vehicle. Like I said, like the trouble bubble, that is another part that is not too big. It doesn't take up too much space. So you can end up with a nice little collection of smaller vehicles. You can see I have them on a stand. I just bought these stands, and they fit pretty much like 95% of all my G.I. Joe classified. There's a few, I think some from the movie line that has trouble fitting, but besides that, everything is nice. And basically, like, the effects seem to just be on the side. I guess you could kind of put it directly behind the machine to make it like it's shooting fire, but then again, a machine like that isn't going to be spitting out all that fire anyway. But let me just get you a close-up of the helmet. I really think the helmet is cool. You still get, you know, a little bit of what it looks like underneath the helmet, but that's kind of interesting. And both hands are basically kind of trigger hands if you kind of look at it, but as I said, they're kind of malleable, so you're able to open it up. You know, of course he'd have the controller facing him, but I just put it like this so that, you know, it could be more displayed. But I think it's a really cool display altogether, just having that. Like, you could play around just with, you know, him protecting it or him getting ready to fire it off or something like that. And it's just a really cool figure overall. Now, as I said, would I have gotten this for 50 bucks? Probably not, because I'm the percent off collector, man. You know how I do, no discount, no deal. But that's the thing. I know that obviously there's the risk of running out and not being able to get something, right? And that's always, you know, the fear of missing out, right? But for me, it's like there isn't really any figures that I'm so scared that I'll never get my hands on. Maybe Lifeline, which strangely enough, I don't know why, I just really liked Lifeline, so maybe that'd be something I'd buy early on. But like, even some of the other figures that seem like it could be hard to get, like a Zartan or even like a Cover Girl or something like that, I've seen those come up on sale every once in a while. So I think that for those of us who are more deal oriented than anything else, I don't necessarily think that you always have to worry about not being able to get something unless you pre-order it or buy it right away. But obviously it's based on how much money you have and what you really what type of collector you are. Because look, if you have the money and you really want it and you want to pay full price or pre-order it, then you should. But for me, I love this kind of stuff. I love seeing it and being like, wow, this is cool, and then maybe 6 months or even a year later being able to pick this up half price. I think it's actually still on sale, but by the time this comes out, it may not be, because this is as of it's like towards the end of May. I'm sorry, of July, when I'm recording this. So I think right now it's up to $28 on Amazon. So I got it a little bit cheaper than that, around 22. So I think list price was around 45 bucks. So still very good. I enjoy it. I think it's great. I think Cobra Commander over there, he's happy. I'm happy. So I say that if you like this line, get this. Especially if you do want to get a couple of vehicles, but you don't have a lot of space. As you can see, this thing is not big at all, but it looks pretty damn cool. So I'm happy. I hope you guys are happy too. Go pick this guy up. Hey, thanks for checking out the channel. And if you like what you've seen, please consider giving us a like, comment, a sub, all that stuff. It really helps the algorithm as we try to make a push to reach out to more collectors that, like me, like to get that discount. Because you know how I say, no discount, no deal. Alright, catch you later.